Hi, I'm Scott Hansen, Mission Impossible superfan and Kapur Associates marketing specialist. Here with me today is Neal Styka.
That's right.
Longtime traffic engineer for Kapur. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Appreciate
it's fun
it.
to be here and not know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, no. So Neal, the newest Mission Impossible is coming out. Mission Impossible 7 Part 1.
7.
Coming out on July 12th. Up until Mission Impossible 6, my favorite was the third installment, which features Ethan Hunt as a civilian traffic engineer. So that was in 2006. You, of course, became a traffic engineer for Kapur in 2008. What role did that movie play in you becoming a traffic engineer? None. Okay. Neal, you seem like someone who really enjoys to party. When you're at a party, is this how you would describe your job to people who would be unfamiliar with the concept of what a traffic engineer is?
Department of Transportation.
I've been there over 10 years now.
And what do you do at the DOT?
I study traffic patterns. You hit the brakes for a second, just tap them on the freeway. You can literally track the ripple effect of that action across a 200-mile stretch of road because traffic has a memory. It's amazing. It's like a living organism. Freshen that up for you. Was it vodka martini?
Yeah.
Ladies, do you?
I'd marry him.
I think that it's a pretty funny way to describe our job, but there's a lot of truth in what he's talking about. There are crashes on the freeway or snowstorms, and you get 100-mile-long backups, or like that incident a couple weeks ago with I-95 and with that bridge collapse, and then everybody's got to figure out a new way to go and get around. There are ways that is similar, but I often don't talk about my job in that way. I think people can relate to those incidents on the freeway, those large backups, and I like the way he says it's a living organism. It's made up of people, so it is kind of a living organism. But a lot of what I focus on are the things that people see a little bit more, maybe the stop signs, the street lights, the signals at their local in their local community. A lot of people love to talk about roundabouts. So those are the things I think I end up talking about more. Especially if there's something maybe local to where I'm at that I worked on, that people can relate to those projects.
Okay. In this film, it's also the first time Ethan Hunt has really found a love interest, like a stable love interest. Would you credit becoming a traffic engineer to you finding love?
I credit engineering in general. I think that engineers make great partners, and I think that it's worked out well for my wife and I. And if it wasn't for engineering, I probably wouldn't have met her. She's a nurse, but engineers and nurses seem to have a common connection.
I know that you haven't seen any of the movies, but in the movie she's a nurse, so that would check out.
Okay.
So the third movie is really credited with kind of like reinvigorating the franchise. Do you think it's a coincidence that the movie that did that is the first and only one that featured Ethan Hunt as a traffic engineer?
Probably not. No, yeah. Probably not. I think that really helped.
Okay. Going back to Tom Cruise, it's no secret he loves to dive into roles, gets really into things. So can we safely assume he knows a thing or two about traffic engineering? And do you think you're a better traffic engineer than he is?
I think he probably knows a few things. I think many people believe they are traffic engineers.
Okay. And what do you say to those people?
Just, okay, I'll hear your insights. Happy to hear what you're going to tell me and take your input in, but I'm not sure that they have the full picture every time. There's probably more to it than what they think about.
Okay. Well, now I know that you frequently work out at the Wisconsin Athletic Club's North Shore location, located right across the way from us. Do you think you could be a better spy than Ethan Hunt?
Oh, I think he's got some more training on that front than I do.
Okay. All right. There's this huge debate in film. Would it have been easier for NASA to be trained on oil rigging to go on the asteroid from Armageddon? You know, or would it have been easier, as the film portrays, for the oil riggers to be trained on how to fly space shuttles? So my question to you is, do you think it would be easier for a spy to become a traffic engineer, or a traffic engineer to become a spy?
Probably the traffic engineer to become a spy.
Okay.
It could be easy to, once you have that knowledge, to blend in and take in the information from within the city and maybe use some of that existing technology and networks that you're aware of and be able to help use that in your spy career.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have for you, Neal.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join me. Remember, Mission Impossible 7 Part 1 comes out July 12th. Tom Cruise needs all the help at the box office he can get, which is why we kind of wanted to do this. And just remember to consider Neal and the Kapur team for all of your civil engineering needs.
Thanks.